And now I'm living in correctional facilities. Cause some don't agree with how I do this. I get straight and meditate like a Buddhist. I'm dropping flavor, my behavior is hereditary. But my technique.
Alright guys, GK Fitness 151 here. And today we have a little bit of an advanced look and tactic on what we believe to be core stability. Now, I've been looking at the original video and I was thinking to myself, how can we improve on this? You know, how can we make this better? And with the knowledge that I've gained in these memory banks up here and everything else, I believe there was a lot more that could have been put into that video, and I wanted to make a part 2. Do you know when you get these videos, you know, you get films that come out and you get like a trilogy, or you get like a part 1 and part 2, and the part 1 is always the better one, it's just simply because it's the original. Well, in this case, this video is going to break all the rules and boundaries with that, because this sequel is going to be the best sequel, right? It's going to be the best one of the two, and that's because of the information I'm going to be given in this sequel and the exercises too. Now I've got a few more exercises for you guys, and I'm going to be explaining exactly what types of muscles we're going to be using. Alright, not in the exercises, but like what core stability is and the muscles that it engages, because all these exercises are engaging their muscles in one or two ways. So without further ado, we will start with the core stability muscles themselves. So we start with the transverse abdominis, alright, and this is known as the corset muscle. So if you don't know what that kind of is, it's between the pelvis and the spine. It's located round about here. Yeah, it's like the muscle in here. So it's just before your crotch type of area, you know, like your pelvis and that. It's literally situated just a little bit above pelvis. So yeah, it's literally where my hand is right now. So if this is your chest, you go all the way down a bit, and then it's just before your pelvis. There we go. So that's where that is, and it's known as the corset muscle. And I imagine it's known as the corset muscle because obviously when women have a corset, it's sort of like in that type of remit. But that's how I've always remembered it. In terms of the corset muscle, yeah, that's always how I've remembered it, and it's always how it came across to me as the corset muscle. It's what I've been taught and learned. So basically, this will help you with your body's motion. So if you think about, you know, you're twisting like that, it's going to help you with that. So this is why you need it to be sort of stronger, because this is a deep muscle. Yeah, there's 3 different types of muscles, but when we're talking about core stability, I'm just going to go into the information that is relevant, because there is loads and loads of information, and it's most likely going to confuse a lot of people. So yeah, it's known as the corset muscle. It's down here, and it will aid in motion, and it will help to guard the the spinal joints, yes. So there's ligaments, discs, and nerves within this part. So that is one crucial part of the core stability that you will be working and you will need to use. So the next one we have is multifidus, and don't worry, I'm going to have an image of these on here, because that's just how we work on here. So the next one is multifidus, and multifidus is, well, it's a hard one to really show, so that's why I'm going to have to get an image of it, because it's kind of like where the last one was, like the corset muscle, only it's inside of your spine, and it's like on the outer side of your spine on the side. That's something I actually can't show you, so that's going to have to be something that I show you with a diagram, but don't worry, the diagram will be there. So what do we need to consider with that? The multifidus, there is a few exercises for the multifidus. I just sort of like work the multifidus. There's an exercise ball one where you basically balance from side to side. I do that a lot at the gym. I get a lot of people look at me when I'm doing that at the gym as if to say, "What are you doing?" But everything I do at the gym is stuff you need to be doing, because it's important, you know. However, the multifidus, it's a very short muscle. well, it sort of like goes up the spine, like I said, on the side of the spine, and it will help you with transverse processes as well. So that's basically like on the sides to help you like that. So it's hard to really sort of, you know, get you to remember these things, but I'm a visual learner, so when I explain things, I like to have done a video. That's why I do videos as well as articles. And the multifidus, like I say, it's down the side, and it will help aid you in like your transverse. So side to side like that, it can help you with side to side. So that's exactly what your multifidus is. So like I said, when I was doing the exercise ball, I think it's an exercise ball or a gym ball. It's basically a space hopper without the without the thingies on it to hold onto it. That's how I always remember them. However, I think it is a football, yeah. So what you do is you put your arms around it, and then obviously you put your feet out. It's sort of like you're going into a press up, but obviously you wrap around the ball and then you go side to side, and that helps with obviously your multifidus. And I do that quite a lot. I do a giant set when I do that at the gym, stuff like that. Especially core, do a giant set. So that is what your multifidus is, and I've got another one for you as well, which is the diaphragm. And the diaphragm is a little bit of a hard one to sort of. This is the one where I'm gonna have to have a slideshow to show it. So basically, what happens is the transverse abdominis and your multifidus will work together in the diaphragm, and they work in conjunction with each other, and they basically the pelvic floor as well. So your pelvic floor muscles are obviously sat like deep embedded into your pelvis, and basically I'm gonna have to get a diagram to show you that, but I can explain it, and I will give you a diagram for all three of these. And the diaphragm helps to make you that little bit more flexible, but stable as well. So it's at the bottom region of your lumbar as well. So you can get a lot of different positions out of this, but you need to have a good strong diaphragm, or you know, these three muscles, in order to get the most out of your stability. Because like I was saying in the first video, core stability is like the foundations of a house. So you need to basically, the stronger the foundations, the stronger the house. Yeah, that's what we need to have here. So if you want to do everyday things like say if you want to do a lateral raise, if we're going to go gym based, I was going to say something else, but if you want to go gym based, you want to do like lateral raises and stuff like that, or if you want to, you know, do loads of exercise where you're reaching up, or where you are reaching, you know, down, stuff like that, and you need that, that's exactly what this is for. Because the stronger that is, the better you are at performing exercises. So like I've said in the first video, so I'll leave all that to the first video to introduce it. So that is what all of the explaining is, and there'll be a slideshow in between all of these. So I hope you found that. I know it's a little bit confusing to get your head around, but with the images, with the images, you should be able to sort of get your head around a little bit, because the best thing to be able to do is to justify why and what, or what and why, whichever way you want to look at that. Because if you don't get it quite right, or if you can't justify why you do something for, I find, especially with the gym, nobody's going to believe what you've got to say. If you can't justify your actions, and you can't give a good reason why you should or what you shouldn't, then like what's the point? You've got no reason, no justify, you don't justify anything. So that's one thing that I really try to put into everything, because I'm not just saying it for the sake of saying it, you know. So now coming into the exercises, and the first one is the climbing rope. So let's see what the climbing rope is like. Okay, so now we start with the climbing rope. No, I was going to say climbing for him there. We start with the climbing rope. So for this exercise, what you want to do is you want to sit You want to lie on the floor, without you cracking knees obviously. You want to lie on the floor, and you want to bring your legs up, like this, and then you want to bring them all the way up, like this, straight. Then you get an imaginary piece of rope, and you want to pull each side like this, as if you are pulling yourself up, like so. And the good thing about this is, it is keeping your core contracted throughout. And it's a very, very simple exercise, like I say, I'm doing it at home. And you want to do 3 sets of these. I would recommend between 12 and 15. So for every exercise you're going to see here, it would be good to do between 12 and 15 reps and 3 sets. So the next one is side balance crunch. So, well, we're just going to do a side plank, because that's how we know this one. Okay, so for side plank, depending on whether you're going to do it left or right, it's best to do them both ways. So obviously this is a plank, and you want to get your leg straight like this, and your other leg can be resting on top of it or just beside it. And you want to start with your arm 90 degrees straight, and this other arm will reach up like so, and then we are doing a side plank. And then to come back down, bring this arm here, and then you can just rest like so, and then we do the other side. So again, this leg straight, this leg can be right next to it, can be on top of it, but obviously you want to be careful with the angle. Then we go straight out, 90-degree angle, and we lift this arm up straight like so. And then when you come back down, you just lift yourself down like so, or you lower yourself down. Again, 3 sets, between 12 and 15. Well, I'd say reps, but obviously there's no reps in this one. So I would say between 15 to 30 seconds, depending on how you find yourself. So if you think you're good at doing that, then do it for 15 seconds. If you think you're really good at it, do it for 30. But if you are a beginner, even just being able to do it and then like swapping, just so you get an idea of how to do it, because I couldn't do it when I first did it. It is quite tough. So now we move into the third exercise, and the third exercise is a one-legged squat. Well, it's not necessarily a one-legged squat in so many words. It's more of the movement, because it's more of a balance and flexibility type of exercise. So to do this one, what you want to do is, you want to, well, we're going to do it with the left one, okay? So we put all the weight on our left leg, we lift this one, lift our right one just a little bit further up, and with our opposite arm, so it's always the leg that's not on the floor, the arm you reach down, and you go into a little squat like this, and back up, and then you go back down, and back up, back down, and back up. And again we can swap to the other leg, so this one is kept up, and we go down, and back up, go down, and back up. Yeah, you've got to get your balance as well. I don't really do these very often, but when I do them, it's good to always have a bit of balance. So you want to make sure that your chest's up and your back's straight. That's another important part of all of these exercises. So let's go into the next one. And the next one is the oblique reach. Okay, so when doing the oblique reach, what you want to do is, you want to have your legs like this in a 90-degree angle, and well, actually a little bit further down than that, but obviously watch your knees and watch your ankles. And what we're going to do is, we're going to do an oblique reach. So we're going to reach for the obliques, okay? So we'll start with the arms in the air like so, lying flat, and what you want to do is you want to come down and you want to touch your side or your oblique. So again, This is one of the easy exercises, and it does remind me of I don't know if you will know the heel touches in the first one. It is a little bit similar to that, and you could use this as a regression, because obviously what you're doing is when you come down to the side, you are coming to your oblique, which is up here. It's down here. You go into your oblique instead of going to your heel, which obviously if you haven't got very good reach or you haven't got very good flexibility, that is something to consider. And that's why I put it on there, because it is one of those exercises where you can sort of make a regression out of it, and that's for people who are just starting out, people who maybe can't do the full reach or the flexibility. That's good to have a look at. And that is all of the exercises that I've been shown today. And you want to do 3 sets of between 12 to 15 reps. And obviously for the side plank, it would be recommended to do between 15 to 30 seconds. If you want to do longer than that, that is completely up to you, but do that at your own risk and do it as a progression. I'm giving you the guidelines and the recommendations to obviously do it safe, do it secure, and obviously do it with no hassles. Yeah? And all of these are core stability exercises. So them muscles that I was talking about at the beginning, these are the types of muscles that are being worked in all of these. Especially the obliques, very important part as well. So that's part 2, and it's a little bit more advanced than the first one. So put the 2 together, and then you've got yourself a good set of exercises to do in the house. And that's exactly what I aim to do. Right now, it's getting exercise that you can do in your own home, because I know exactly what it's like when you want to do exercises, you want to do all this and that. You either haven't got the time, or you don't quite feel comfortable in yourself. You've got the comfort of your own home to do it. That's one of my main aims. So when coming to all of these exercises, you need to consider that you're not going to be, well, with two to tell you. The first one would be, if you've been running, or if you've been, this is a good thing to have at the end of the gym. If you've been running, you could use this as a cooling down technique. So when you get home, you could use it. You could use all these exercises as your cool down for like your stretching. You could use them. Realistically, you want static stretches, so you only want to be using the muscles you've been working. However, if you do want to get that extra bit of flex out, that's up to you if you want to do that. But in terms of a gym related thing, I'd keep this more of a gym based type of thing, or like a circuit training type of thing. But that is up to you if you want to use that as a cool down. You could most likely even use these as a dynamic stretch. I think the oblique twist you probably could. You might be able to get away with that. And the other thing is, remember, don't hold your breath doing these exercises. You need to inhale and exhale, because this is going to stop you from getting blood pooling or the Valsalva effect, which you don't want none of that, because that's basically where you might stand up suddenly and you feel dizzy. You can even faint from stuff like that. And when I come to the gym, I don't particularly want to be fainting, and I don't want none of my clients or anybody else to be fainting either. So look out for yourself, and that's a friendly bit of advice to help you guys progress. And I hope it's helped you a lot. And that's the end of the video, and I'll see you again next week. And I've got some new content coming out. It's good to say coming on there. Got some new content coming out. I've had a lot of new ideas for different things I could use, and it's going to be good. I'm looking forward to it. So I'll see you again next Wednesday, and yeah, I hope these exercises worked for you. And there's nothing else to say, so see you again next week. Thanks.